Greetings, Moors. Welcome back to another episode of Pardon the Interjection. It's been a good minute, family. And I want to give apologies to that because, again, I've been on the good ship, Jesus. But I'm back, Mortimer. Alright. Anyway, I want to give first give high honors to Prophet Noble Ali and all the active Moors. I want to give a special thanks and honors to my brother Kujo Aju L, my big brother up top. I love you, bro. Yes, and I also want to give honors and a great, huge, I love you, bro. Thank you very much for the jewels, and everything has been written and is destined for us. My brother Messiah, he's currently kidnapped right now, but that's just for a mission. We know it's a mission. I want to thank you, brother, and all the jewels that you allow me to use, I'm going to use to give to the people. Alright? And I'm going to take care of your personal jewel myself, bro. You know what I mean. Anyway, here on Partner Interjection, we dig up information to divulge to the people in the upliftment of fallen humanity. And yes, humanity has really fallen. So, we're going to uplift sisters. I would like to get into the Holy Koran, Circle 7, prepared by our noble Prophet Ali in chapter 8, V111, V3. Jesus, or Yahshua, reveals to the people of their sinful ways. In all the cities of Osra, Jesus taught. At Katat, by the riverside, he taught, and thousands of people followed him. One day, a car of Jagannath was hauled along by scores of frenzied men. And Jesus said, Yahshua said, "Behold, a form without spirit passes by, a body with no soul, a temple with no altar fires. This car of Krishna is an empty thing, for Krishna is not there. This car is but an idol of a people drunk on wine and carnal things. Allah lives not in the noise of tongues. There is no way to him from any idol shrine. Allah's meeting place with man is in the heart, and in a still small voice he speaks, and he who hears is still." And all the people said, "Teach us to know the Holy One who speaks within the heart, Allah of the still small voice." And Jesus said, Yahshua said, "The holy breath cannot be seen with mortal eyes, nor can man see the spirits of the Holy One. But in their image man was made, and he who looks into the face of man looks at the image of the Allah who speaks within. And when man honors man, he honors Allah. And what man does for man, he does for Allah. And you must bear in mind that when man harms in thought or word or deed another man, he does wrong or a wrong to Allah. If you would serve the Allah who speaks within the heart, just serve your near of kin, and those that are no kin, the stranger at your gates, the foe who seeks to do you harm. Assist the poor and help the weak. Do harm to none, and covet not what is not yours. Then, with your tongue, the Holy One will speak, and he will smile behind your tears, will light your countenance with joy, and fill your hearts with peace. And then the people asked, to whom shall we bring gifts? Well, shall we offer sacrifice? And Yahshua said, our Father, Allah, asks not for needless waste of plant, of grain, of dove, of lamb. That which you burn on any shrine, you throw away. No blessings can attend the one who takes the food from hungry mouths to be destroyed by fire. When you would offer sacrifice unto Allah, you just take your gift of grain or meat and lay it on the table of the poor. From it, an incense will arise to heaven, which will return to you with blessingness or blessedness. We say blessedness, pardon the interjection. We say blessedness. And we continue. Tear down your idols. They can hear you not. Turn all your sacrificial altars into fuel for the flames. Make human hearts your altars, and burn your sacrifices with the fire of love. Pardon the interjection. One of the first principle of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and may I go into that again. Thank you. Make human hearts your altars, and burn your sacrifices with the fire of love. And all the people were entranced and would have worshipped Jesus or Yahshua as a god, but Yahshua said, I am your brother. Man just come to show the way to Allah. You shall not worship man. Praise Allah, the Holy One. Circle 7, Holy Koran, Chapter 8, Investigate. And we want to turn now to, in part, as much as we can, very good information here. Again, thank you, my brother Messiah. We have Clock of Destiny, Volume 1, Your Master Key of Civilization. Clock of Destiny. Knowledge of truth is mankind's highest attainment. You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. All evidence points towards the fact that had the truth been taught, there would have been no need for that great statement to be recorded in literature, especially the Bible. I am aware of the fact that the category of astrology, global geography, and history of the Moorish nation will conflict with 9 out of every 10 persons of the United States of America, especially those often referred to as Negroes, ranging between 20 and 50 years of age, owing to Christian education. Therefore, I concede that the category of science mentioned will appeal to the youth of tomorrow, those who will approach the ages of 18 to 21 by 1954. The restoration of civilization relies upon the ability of this group during the next 7 years of global economic and social revolution. The majority of those, now ranging between 20 and 50 years of age, have been too deeply instilled with emotional, religious doctrines and distorted history, which has been written by prejudiced European, end quote, American educators during the past 93 years. This group emotionally rely upon that which they have been taught to believe. Facts and testimony are not the foundation of their faith, except in very rare cases. These people accept without question the belief of those among them whom they are born and reared, and will disbelieve even the evidences of their senses rather than disband with the impartial, emotional, religious beliefs which have grown in them. Persons who possess The applied knowledge of the science of astrology always employ the terms such as science, truth, or facts, rather than the mystic magic terms employed in religious mystery, namely Allah, God, Jehovah, Jesus, and Christ. These five magic religious terms breed only false fear, mental confusion, conflicting opinions, and secret hatred. Astrologers are aware of the fact that the aforementioned mystic magic phrases of emotional fear employed in religious mystery are laden with confusion, mental slavery, human hatred, jealousy, discrimination, human caste, economic and social degradation, human warfare, bloodshed, destruction, and starvation. Today, religious worshippers have proved to the entire world that they had rather resort to emotional human hatred and fight, suffer, and die over the name of a mystical God and religion than reasonably agree with simplified and implied truth, facts, or science involving their economic and social stride as shown in the 12 signs of the ever-present zodiac. Keynote of wisdom. In order that you might readily understand the contents of this book, you are advised to momentarily lay aside all that which you have been taught to believe, except mathematics. And as a result, you will be guided by common reason rather than by traditional emotional belief. I am aware of the fact that both Muslim and Christ teachers have been a monopoly on mystic religions, superstitions, but not on mathematics. The science of geometry involving the 12 signs of the zodiac, a universal law, Islam. The difference between astrology and astronomy is that astrology treats a human characteristics, talent, action, and reaction, sociology, economics, and global geography or space and time. Astronomy is the priest, pope, bishop, rabbi, preachers, duke, duchess, queens, king, and Anglo-Saxon lords code of the Christian world, of whom propagates the myth culture of heaven in the sky and hell below after death. The Christian astronomers are the stargazers who go to heaven by way of an expensive telescope and promulgate that which they imagine live on the planets, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, Moon, and Venus. Such philosophy definitely cannot help solve our economic and social problems. The real moon and sun are under our feet, namely Earth. The powers of the moon and sun dwell in woman. Partner interjection. I want to go back over that, and please, family, hit that and get that in our head, and we need to get that to deep in. And I continue. The powers of the moon and sun dwell in woman. Now you can draw your own conclusion as to why astrologer and astronomy conflict. Astrology erases all beliefs and opinions of superstition, confusion, religious mystery, false fear, and idol or image worship. Astrology has always involved this universal simple fact, namely, woman and grown sons, in the course of 1 second, can observe the moon, sun, stars, earth, and themselves without employing a telescope. Therefore, woman and grown sons comprise the supreme manifestation of the whole of creation, space, and time, which need no doctrine of religious mystery, fear, and superstition to influence them to employ that which is right, because the science of astrology, woman, suns and earth, water, air, heat, and food constitute the great force of creation. Often referred to in science as electromagnet, current, and voltage, or atomic energy. Remember, the human body and mind and earth contain all elements of nature. We are what we eat, drink, inhale, and exhale. Therefore, all energy generates from our stomach, mind, and earth. We, the human family, are the only supreme moving planets or heavenly bodies. Objects do not come to us. We go to all objects by way of walking, riding, flying, sailing, observation, mathematics, vibration of sound, and signal. Our code of facts, perfection, and the guidance of practical wisdom comprises 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, the universal standard or rule of measurement, and the letters of the alphabet. Astrology is the code of the Moorish nation. In parentheses, partner interjection. Family, hear that, catch that, and remember that. Write that in your mental decks. I'll repeat it. And we continue. Astrology is the code of the Moorish nation. Our forefathers of this hemisphere, who founded the universal code of Islam 1,367 years ago and re-educated the confused human family, thereby establishing the greatest civilization that the world has ever known, the civilization in which we now live. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12, the 60 seconds of the minute, 60 minutes of the hour, and also the letters of the Arabic alphabet, all of which comprise the culture of the Moors. Our forefathers of the Muslim world, who are often referred to in Christian literature as Mohammedans or heathens. Very, very informational. Very informational. And why not? Let's keep it moving. The code of the Roman cross order. In Roman numerals, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And those is 1, V1, V1, V2, V3, X1, X1, X, and such and so forth, family. Partner interjection. And the Latin or Spanish language comprised the Christian code of which was born out of our Moorish forefathers' code in South America. Patagonia. 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 Known today as Argentina. The original religion of the new masses of humanity who possesses ruddy or red, pale skin with greenish blue eyes and long blonde hair. Argentina, Brazil, Peru, Colombia, and Venezuela, all of which comprise the springboard of the Roman nation of many different races, caste, and color guided by dogmas. Dogmas is a Latin phrase which defines as false doctrine. Rome and con. The term Rome implies the people who conquer by intrigue, force, and violence, and enslave the human mind through false doctrine of religious mystery and image, or idol worship of various mystical god phrases, most common of which are Jehovah God, Christ, or Buddha. Let us remember that these United States of North America comprise every so-called race of the lily white family. The term Khan implies the people who control the broad of real estate, commerce, production, and distribution of the order of Roman colonization, which manifested with Wall Street, in parentheses, in Amsterdam or New York, USA, and Java, East India, both of which are the headquarters of the nobles, dukes, lords, and the Duchess of Rome, and Khan, the jury over the wealth and culture of the Moorish or Asiatic, in parentheses, nation. Our forefathers who were defeated by the Roman conquerors after having undergone some 364 years internment conflict from Patagonia to Alaska, Canada, and Greenland. Partner interjection. Patagonia to Alaska, Canada, and Greenland. And we continue. Having been defeated by the Roman tribes of South America, they submitted themselves to Roman slavery under names such as Negro and Indian, which resulted in the loss of their birthright in 1774 Christian calendar year, which is equivalent to 1194 Moorish calendar year, 1453, 1492 Christian calendar year is equivalent to 872 to 912 Moorish calendar year. The Roman conquerors added 580 years to the Moorish calendar. 1795 Christian calendar year is equivalent to 1215 Moorish calendar year. 1865 Christian calendar year is equivalent to 1285 Moorish calendar year. 1946 CCY is equivalent to 1366 MCY. 1946 and 1366 have cleared up the mystery of the 666. New York is the empire state of the Order of Rome, and Khan, the lily white people of the world. Have you ever stopped to think that among the Asiatics of the USA, referred to as Negroes, there can be had a similarity of every so-called race of the entire world? The land of the Moors, the crust of Asia, Peru, Mexico, Isabella, or Cuba, in parentheses, U.S.A. Canada, and Alaska, all of which comprise the land of the conquered Moors, the descendants from the ancient Moabite nation, the fathers of civilization who inhabited this hemisphere. Thus, the U.S.A., Alaska, and Canada lie in the geographical region of the crust of Asia, often referred to as the Temple of the Moon and Sun, of which scientifically imply the greatest inclination of the Earth's axis to the Sun during the months of June, July, and August in the Northern Hemisphere. What our forefathers were before this land of ours, namely Amexem, AMEX, was named the North Central and South America. We are that today, without a doubt or contradiction, namely Moor. The name Moor is derived from the name Moabite. The crust of Asia symbolized the Great Pyramid as shown on the reverse side of the United States $1 bill of 1928. Names such as Negroes, Black, Colored, Indian, Red, African, Jew, and White are slave labels for the Roman cross order of segregation, hatred, slavery, and exploitation. The Reconstruction period of 1853 and 1865 resulted in the United Order of the Christian Lily White World of Organized Labor. agriculture, industrial and commercial unicism, and military procedure, which made the Roman nations the mistress of the seven seas. Okay, this should be a good one, and then we're going to wind it down and go on to the next show and save it for the next show. The manifestation of the KC of KKK. The Union of 1853 to 65 was the manifestation of the KC and KKK, of which involved some 500 million people of red or ruddy pale skin with long hair, which comprise 1/4 of the world's population of 2,160,000,000. The Asiatic nation comprised 3/4 of the world's population, and the European nations of the Roman cross order of Christ and Mary comprised 1/4. Pardon the interjection. Let's do the math on that, peoples. The Asiatic nation comprised of 3/4 of the world's population. And, the European is 1/4. So if we do 1/4 and 3/4, that's, fractions, of course. Look at it like a pie. If we have 4 pieces of that pie, because we're talking fourths now, right? So you have 4 pieces of that pie. 1 piece or 1/4 you take away. You have 3/4 or 3 pieces of that pie left. The Asiatics represent 3/4. The European nation represents 1/4. Now ask yourself, who is really the minority? And we continue. Okay, well, we're going to hold it off here because we're coming down to the 30-minute mark, and we're going to save that for the next show. And I say, as always, don't believe me. Go check it out for yourself, and you will be amazed at the jewels you'll find on your treasure hunt. I want to thank my brother again. They got you for now, but you're on your mission, brother. Finish your mission. My brother Messiah, thank you for the information. I love you, brother. Complete your mission. Don't abort your mission. I want to thank all the active Moors and non-active Moors. You better get active. Time has already ran out, so get active. I just want to say, as always, I'm your host, Supreme L, and thank you for joining me on another episode of Partner Interjection. As always, Islam, love, and peace forevermores.